So one is that pay transparency is growing enormously. And I mean, even just in Australia, we're seeing, big steps taken with WGEA and some of the expectations that are being imposed on organizations there. We're not at, full pay transparency just yet, but we're on the path, I would say.
Yes.
But you look at the US, you look at Canada, you look at other countries, Europe in particular, bringing in some huge pieces of legislation around pay transparency. And that's putting a lot of pressure on companies to catch up because they're not there. The other two things that are sort of happening, one is that, whilst pay transparency is really happening at a sort of legislative level, is that you're speaking to or seeing this sort of incumbent workforce become really the dominant, it's starting to become a real dominant workforce, which is the emergence of the Gen Z employee, and they have very different expectations around pay. There is no taboo. They do not have a concern about asking you what you're earning or telling you what they're earning. They don't have a problem with it at all. But even more so is that they're very, very comfortable asking companies why they're being paid what they're paid and expecting them to justify it. And so that's another thing that's, putting pressure on businesses to go, oh, actually, why are we paying what we pay and how do we articulate that to people? Because this new workforce that we're expecting to hire is looking for this answer. And then third and finally is just that the technology in this space has evolved rapidly to the point now where, you've gone from an environment where we all used to buy, and we still do in some cases, we buy these surveys that capture data from 6 or 12 months ago for what people are paying. We're now at a stage where there's, live benchmarking is a thing. You're seeing people's HRIS data be anonymized, but ultimately made available to people in a live fashion, so you can see how the market is moving day by day, if you like. And that, in addition to just the ability to handle compensation and your compensation practices, has been hugely enabled by technology, to the point where now even small organizations can be super buttoned up and really competitive in that space.